Ladies and gentlemen, get ready, because today we're revealing 3 incredible US coins that could change the way you look at your pocket change forever. United States Sparkles. Each of these coins carries a hidden story, a piece of American history, and a value that might just blow your mind. Moneybag. One of them has reached unbelievable prices in today's collector market. Another looks totally ordinary, but is actually worth a fortune. And the third one, it's a true treasure that coin collectors dream of finding. Stay tuned till the end, because the real value of these 3 coins will shock you. Let's dive right in and discover the hidden power behind these legendary US coins. Fire. The 1966 United States quarter dollar is an important coin in American numismatic history, representing a transitional era for US coinage. The coin was part of the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The 1966 quarter was produced by the United States Mint during a time of major change, following the removal of silver from most circulating coins. It is made primarily of a copper-nickel composition, marking the second year of the new clad coinage system that replaced the earlier 90% silver quarters. This change was due to rising silver prices and shortages during the mid-1960s. The coin's design features the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse front side, sculpted by John Flanagan. His profile faces left, with the word Liberty inscribed above his head. In God We Trust on the left side, and the date 1966 placed below. The design showcases an American bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath the arrows represent peace. Surrounding the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, at the top, and E pluribus unum, just below it, meaning out of many one. The denomination quarter dollar is written along the bottom rim. Unlike earlier years, there is no mint mark on the 1966 quarter, because from 1965 to 1967, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks to discourage coin hoarding and speculation during the coin shortage crisis of that era. All 1966 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, even though the mint mark is absent. In terms of metal composition, the 1966 Washington quarter is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a pure copper core and a total weight of 5.67 grams. The diameter is 24.3 millimeters, and it features a reeded, grooved edge. The clad coinage design was meant to maintain a similar appearance to silver coins while drastically reducing production costs. Because of this change, many people at the time confused the new quarters for silver ones, even though they lacked intrinsic metal value. Despite being a regular circulation coin, the 1966 quarter has historical significance as part of America's adaptation to the modern economic system and metal shortages. As for the value and collectability, most circulated 1966 quarters are worth 25 cents in everyday transactions because billions were produced for circulation, making them common. However, uncirculated or mint state examples, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC, can command premium prices from collectors. In pristine condition, the coin can be worth anywhere from $3 to $20, depending on its luster, strike quality, and absence of wear. Proof-like examples, or coins with exceptionally strong strikes, can fetch higher prices up to $50 to $150. Additionally, coins exhibiting unique errors or varieties, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or missing clad layers, can bring values from $100 to several $1,000s, depending on rarity and collector demand. The market value for a typical 1966 quarter fluctuates slightly depending on precious metal trends and collector interest. Since it does not contain silver, it does not benefit from silver bullion prices like pre-1965 quarters. Still, for numismatists, the 1966 issue marks an essential turning point in American coinage history. A special mint set, SMS, version of the 1966 quarter also exists. These were produced in place of proof sets that year. SMS coins have sharper details, smoother surfaces, and are often more desirable to collectors, with values ranging from $5 to $100 or more depending on grade and appearance. In today's collector's market, the 1966 Washington quarter is seen as a bridge between two eras, the end of silver coinage and the beginning of modern clad coins. Its historical context, connection to economic change, and representation of George Washington's enduring legacy make it a coin of both educational and historical significance, even if its monetary worth remains modest for most examples. Whether kept for sentimental reasons, as part of a complete quarter collection, or for its symbolic role in U.S. monetary history, the 1966 quarter dollar continues to hold a respected place among collectors and historians alike. The 1977 United States quarter dollar is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, representing the fourth decade of the Washington Quarter series. This coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, the first President of the United States, which was designed by John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. The 1977 quarter, made at the height of the Cold War and economic shifts of the 1970s, remains a common yet collectible piece today for coin enthusiasts, especially when found in uncirculated or proof condition. On of the coin, you will find the bust of George Washington facing left. Above his head is the word liberty, symbolizing the nation's enduring values of freedom and independence. Beneath his chin is the motto, "In God We Trust," and below his image, the date, 1977, is prominently engraved. Depending on the mint location, there may be a small mint mark just beside Washington's ponytail. D for Denver, S for San Francisco proof version, or no mark for Philadelphia. The overall design reflects the strength, dignity, and leadership Washington provided during the founding years of the United States. The coin features the image of a majestic bald eagle, the national bird of the United States, with its wings spread wide. The eagle clutches a bundle of arrows in its talons, representing the nation's readiness to defend itself, while an olive branch beneath symbolizes the country's desire for peace. Above the eagle's head is the inscription, "United States of America," and directly below it appears the motto, "E pluribus unum," which translates from Latin to "out of many one." At the bottom, the coin reads quarter dollar, denoting its face value of 25 cents. The 1977 Washington quarter was minted primarily in 3 locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with combined mintages reaching hundreds of millions. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 468 million quarters. The Denver Mint struck about 256 million, and the San Francisco Mint created a smaller number of proof coins for collectors. These figures mean that the 1977 quarter is not considered rare in general circulation, but high-grade examples with brilliant luster, sharp strikes, and no visible are highly sought after by collectors. In terms of metal composition, the 1977 quarter is made from a clad combination of copper, 91.67%, and nickel, 8.33%, surrounding a pure copper core. This composition replaced the 90% silver content that earlier quarters had before 1965, following the Coinage Act of 1965. The coin has a weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a reeded edge with 119 small grooves. These modern materials and dimensions were designed to maintain the traditional look of the Washington quarter while keeping production costs low for the U.S. Mint. When it comes to market value, most 1977 quarters found in circulation today are worth only their face value of $0.25, since they are still relatively common. However, coins that remain in mint state condition, MS-65 or higher, or are proof coins can be worth significantly more. For example, an MS-65 uncirculated 1977 P or 1977 D quarter might sell for around $5 to $10, while pristine examples graded MS-67 or MS-68 can fetch between $50 and $200, depending on the coin's visual appeal and rarity of condition. The 1977 S-proof quarter, struck with a mirror-like finish for collectors, is typically worth around $3 to $8, though flawless deep cameo examples can be valued higher by numismatists. There are also a few valuable error varieties from 1977 that have drawn collector interest. Some examples include off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets, all of which occurred during the minting process. These rare errors can increase the coin's value dramatically, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the flaw. Collectors and investors often look for these distinct mint errors as they represent small, fascinating mistakes in U.S. coinage history. In the broader coin market, the 1977 quarter holds more historical significance than monetary value. It represents a time when America was transitioning economically after the Vietnam War and the oil crises of the 1970s. Everyday Americans carried this coin in their pockets during an era marked by rising inflation, cultural shifts, and growing technological advances. Therefore, for history lovers, the 1977 quarter is more than just a piece of metal. It's a small artifact from a complex and transformative decade in U.S. history. In conclusion, the 1977 Washington quarter remains an iconic part of American currency. Although most are still only worth face value, pristine and error examples can attract strong attention in today's numismatic market. Collectors appreciate it for its detailed artistry, patriotic symbolism, and place in the long-running Washington Quarter series that continues to evolve today. Whether found in circulation or preserved in a collection, the 1977 quarter is a classic reflection of American identity, craftsmanship, and history. The 1987 United States quarter dollar, also known as the Washington Quarter, is an iconic coin from the long-running series first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States. The 1987 quarter was minted by the United States Mint and features the traditional Washington quarter design that had been in continuous use for decades. It is composed of copper-nickel-clad material, meaning it has a core of pure copper and an outer layer of cupronickel, a mixture of copper and nickel, which gives the coin its silver-like appearance but no actual silver content. This type of composition was first adopted in 1965 when the mint stopped using 90% silver in quarters due to rising silver prices. Of the 1987 quarter, we see the famous profile of George Washington facing left. The word liberty appears above his head, representing one of the core American ideals. Just below Washington's chin, the phrase "In God We Trust" is inscribed, the national motto of the United States. At the bottom of the coin is the date, 1987, indicating the year of mintage. The mint mark can be found just to the right of Washington's ponytail ribbon. For 1987 quarters, you might see either a P for Philadelphia, a D for Denver, or occasionally no mark at all for certain special minting purposes. The D mark, Denver Mint, version is one of the most common varieties for 1987. Of the coin features the long-standing heraldic eagle design, which was originally created by John Flanagan in 1932. The eagle appears with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, a symbol of strength and readiness to defend the nation. Below the eagle are olive branches, symbolizing peace. The top of the coin bears the words United States of America, while directly underneath it is the national motto, E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. The denomination quarter dollar is inscribed along the bottom edge of the coin. In terms of physical specifications, the 1987 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. The coin's outer layer is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This design and metal composition make it durable and resistant to corrosion, ensuring it circulates in the economy for decades. From a historical and economic perspective, 1987 was a relatively stable year for U.S. coinage, with no silver used in regular quarters. However, proof versions were minted at the San Francisco Mint with the S mark. These proof coins, made for collectors, were struck with polished dies and have a mirror-like finish, giving them higher aesthetic and collectible value. As for value and market price, the 1987 D quarter generally has a face value of 25 cents in circulated condition. In everyday wear, most examples are worth only their denomination because they were produced in large quantities. The Denver Mint alone struck over 655 million pieces. However, uncirculated coins, those with no signs of wear and with original luster, can be valued between $1 and $5 depending on their grade and condition. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services such as PeaceGS or NGC in MS 66 or MS 67 condition can sometimes fetch prices from $20 to $100 or even more, depending on demand. In rare cases, error coins, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, can bring significant premiums, sometimes selling for hundreds of dollars in the collector's market. For example, an Error 1987 D quarter with a partial collar or die crack could be highly valuable to numismatists who specialize in minting anomalies. On the collector's market today, 2025, the typical 1987 D quarter holds modest monetary value unless in pristine condition or with a rare minting error. The current market value range for a standard uncirculated example is around $1.25 to $4, while proof coins can range from $3 to $10. Certified high-grade coins can reach $50 or more at auction, depending on collector interest. Despite its low silver content, the 1987 quarter remains a piece of American history, representing the enduring legacy of Washington's leadership, the nation's resilience, and the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. In conclusion, the 1987 quarter dollar D-mark is not only a piece of currency, but also a historical artifact reflecting America's economy, artistry, and tradition. Whether found in circulation or preserved in a coin collection, it stands as a reminder of the United States' rich numismatic heritage, the symbolism of liberty and unity, and the craftsmanship that continues to define U.S. coinage to this day.